Resam firiri, resam firiri, udera zamki jadam vanchang resam firiri. Thank you.
This is a place bursting with the energy and hope of young life. It is not so much a location as a state of mind, the Sunrise family. Since its beginnings in 2005, Sunrise Orphanage has grown to become home to around 70 school-aged children, under the care of Emma Taylor and her team.
A typical day in the life at Sunrise involves the children waking up at around 5:30 a.m, washing their faces and hands, doing some morning exercises, their prayers, doing some study, having breakfast and then getting ready for school. Then the older ones head off on their bicycles at around 8:15 and then the school bus comes and picks up the remaining 65 or so and takes them off to school.
Bye.
They arrive home from school at about 4 p.m. on the school bus, change out of their uniforms, do their homework. The older ones do their homework right up until dinner's served, and the smaller ones get an hour or so to play before dinner.
The children play a major role in the running of their home, with the help of their live-in carers. Working on a roster system, they clean, wash dishes and take care of their own clothes.
So we try and teach them to become as independent and as responsible from a young age, but it's important for them in their future that they become, self-sufficient and able to look after themselves confidently when they leave Sunrise.
And time is set aside for creative pursuits too. Lessons in the intricate Tibetan technique of tanka painting. While just about everyone joins in regular dance classes on Saturdays, the one full day off school. No one embodies the exuberance of Sunrise quite like twins Bipin and Binam and their big brother Bishal. Even after cataract surgery, it's hard to keep Binam out of the action. But their lively confidence, and that of all the Sunrise children, is all the more remarkable for the difficulty of their past. They arrived in 2007, their father already dead, their mother dying.
The day that the 6-year-old twins Binam and Bipin were brought to Sunrise was heartbreaking. They couldn't understand after their father had left them. At that time they didn't know that he'd actually died. Then the mother was now leaving them and she was still there, so they wouldn't stop crying for about 3 hours.
Bishal returned to his mother for her few remaining weeks.
मेरो बुवा आमा बित्नु भएर कसैको सहयोग नपाएर आएको सनराइजमा आएको.
Not all of the children here are orphans. Ganesh's tale of abandonment has left him hurt and confused.
किनभने मेरो गाउँ परिवारको अवस्था त्यति राम्रो थिएन. मेरो बुवा रक्सी खाने हुनुहुन्थ्यो. उहाँले जहिले नि रक्सी खाँदै हामीलाई जहिले नि घरमा झगडा फैलाउनुहुन्थ्यो.
Ganesh was sent by his parents to another Kathmandu orphanage, but conditions there were so appalling he ran away to Sunrise, having already received love and support from the team there. To watch him now, it's hard to imagine that he stopped walking for 7 months from the sheer psychological trauma of his early childhood. Bharat was at the same orphanage, where his cerebral palsy was not treated, but used as leverage.
तिम्रै कारणले बदनाम भएमा तिम्रै कारणले बदनाम भएमा तिम्रै कारणले.
Abandoning or exploiting a child due to economic hardship may seem unthinkable. But the reality of life in Nepal makes it a real possibility. This is a country where unemployment and illiteracy rates nudge 50%, and infant mortality is the highest in South Asia. A quarter of the nation lives below the poverty line. In the toxic and garbage-strewn waters of Kathmandu's Kalamati River, families gather silt in the hope of selling it for building works. Some pick through the rubbish that lines the same banks in search of something of the smallest value. Others just abandon themselves to alcohol. This kind of poverty is not confined to the slums or the city. So to send a child away to an orphanage with the hope of food, shelter and an education may seem like the best thing to do. But Sunrise is committed to improving the lives of entire families, and here in Kalimati is supporting several projects to get children into the classroom without leaving their homes. Other children are bussed out to a nearby school, also thanks to sponsorship through Sunrise. And adult education classes in sewing and other handcrafts have been established here and in the wider community to give women in particular income-earning skills. Positive outcomes are evident right throughout the Sunrise family. These 4 students are off to Science College after gaining excellent results in their senior learning certificates. At Saraswati School, Sunrise children are filling almost every leadership role. Kim Maya is school captain, Budiman is vice captain, and Ganesh, editor of the school paper, goes from strength to strength.
He's one of those kids who, because of his own suffering, just reaches out to others and befriends anyone who's in need and anyone that's a little bit downtrodden and has the biggest heart of gold.
There's no shortage of love at Sunrise.
किनकि दिदीले माया गर्नुहुन्छ अनि दिदीले पढाउनुहुन्छ दिदीले होमवर्क सिकाइदिनुहुन्छ अनि दिदीले के अरे लुगा धुनमा सहयोग गर्नुहुन्छ अनि कपालको स्कुल जानुलाई पनि कपाल गरिदिनुहुन्छ यति.
सनराइजले गर्दा नै म अहिले म रियलाइज गर्न सक्छु कि म चाहिँ जे पनि गर्न सक्छु भनेर रियलाइज गर्न सक्छु.
भाइहरूले नि मलाई माया गर्छन् म पनि भाइहरूलाई माया गर्छु त्यसैले मलाई भाइहरूको माया लाग्छ.
But the pathways to such transitions have never been easy. Without land or buildings of its own, the orphanage is constantly challenged to meet the needs of nearly 70 children in an unpredictable environment. Water supply is unreliable, often unclean or severely limited by the season and poor infrastructure. Power cuts are a daily occurrence, in some instances lasting up to 20 hours.
We've been living in rented premises since we opened Sunrise and have had to move on average every 18 months so far, which, as you can imagine, is very disruptive to the children both physically and emotionally.
But change is already underway. Thanks to the generosity of our supporters, Sunrise has secured just over 2.5 acres of land in the hills just north of Kathmandu, with plenty of room to build a healthy and productive future. Work is beginning on the environmentally sustainable Children's Village, including 8 self-contained family units for small groups of children and carers, plus a multi-purpose centre. Sunrise is already redeveloping the local junior school and will build a completely new middle and senior school on its land, extending the benefits to the entire area. And the legacy Sunrise builds won't just be in bricks and mortar. Already, the children have built in their own minds a way towards a better future for Nepal.
जब मेरो स्कुल सिद्धिन्छ म गाउँमा फर्किन्छु र म जस्तै दुःख पाएको बालबालिकाहरूलाई म जस्तै गरेन मैले जसै यहाँमा ज्ञान गुण हासिल गरेको छु त्यो कुरा सबै उसलाई मेरो गाउँको सबैमाथि सूचना फैलाउँछु र यस्ता कुराको ज्ञान हासिल गरेर उनीहरूलाई म जस्तै गरेर यो देशको लागि केही गर्नलाई म मद्दत गर्छु।